Hey guys, it's me, Devin again. Today I'm here to talk to you about the effects that social media has on our children and our youth. More importantly, the negative effects on how it affects even just us, but more so the youth. First of all, my audience is right here. This is my mom. Mom. Mom!
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. And to start off, I want to say I guarantee you that everyone watching this speech has at least two forms of social platform. And I say two because I know that for this class we have to have at least YouTube or some type of streaming or some way to post our videos. So I'm not counting that one aside from the platform we use for this class. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. There's plenty of other things that we have, if not one more, downloaded on our phones or iPads. So it's something that's in our everyday lives, which is why I think this is so important and how we should look at not just the positive and appreciate the positive effects that it has, but more so the negative effects. So I'll be discussing, first of all, how easy it is to obtain an account on any platform. I'll have an example of how to obtain a TikTok account. Second point is social media on our self-identity and how it affects us in a not so positive way. And third, social media and the effects it has on our brain. So first off, how to obtain social media. I have an example. I don't have TikTok, so I thought it'd be interesting to see how easy it is to make a TikTok account and see how the age and how it's not very regulated. So if you watch with me real quick. So here it is. I already downloaded the TikTok app. I click it.
Don't turn.
First thing that pops up is my birthday. I type in January 4th, 2024. Obviously, I'm 1 year old. That's a hard no. But if I turn it to 2020, I'm 5 years old. Congratulations. I'm a TikToker. Thank you very much. That was so easy. Now all I have to do is create a username, which I am 5 years old. So let's see how that goes. Now I could also be 10 or 11, 12. It doesn't matter because TikTok does not care, nor do they check how old I really am. So all you need is a great username and password, which is just a bunch of letters and numbers and characters. But as you can see, it is very easy to obtain a profile. Obviously, this is TikTok, but there are other platforms that are able to do this. And according to Carol Vidal at hopkinsmedicine.org, nearly half of teens interviewed in a recent survey say they use the internet almost constantly, and 9 in 10 teens use social media daily. Though most social platforms have a required minimum age of 13, almost 40% of children between ages 8 and 12 use social media. So just that right there shows that even though there is a age limit, kids are still easily able to get onto these platforms. And it's not just TikTok. These are even Pinterest or YouTube. Kids at all ages are able to obtain an account just pretty much on anything. And for my second main point, which is self-identity, I know if we've all pretty much had Instagram or TikTok, and it's easy to compare ourselves to the people that we see through our phone. And it's never the best. I know there's sometimes it makes you feel good. A lot of times it probably doesn't make you feel great, and you're constantly comparing yourself or wishing you had this, or it shows you things that maybe you don't have or you wish you had. And it's a place where you look for, especially for teenagers, it's a place where you look for attention, recognition. Likes are a big thing. It's who liked my page, who loved my page, who commented, who didn't comment. And it's acceptance. It's where you go to find like peers and where you want to go to find something new or somewhere where you belong. So it is a pretty big deal for, I think, our teens and youth to go to social media to find something that they're looking for that they're not getting in face-to-face personal interactions. And there's a quote from the Pew Research Center. It says, with our brains forming our self-worth and who we are, the impact of others in social media has a major influence and impact on the way we see others and ourselves. This is when we start to compare and judge ourselves to other people. Furthermore, in early adolescence, when identities and self-worth are forming, brain development is especially susceptible to social pressures, peer opinions, and peer comparisons. So another great example is how at that age we are constantly looking for acceptance, and how social media has a big impact on it. And it can have an impact on a negative way or a positive way. And you just want to make sure that it's a positive way and not comparing yourself to someone that is skinnier than you or has more money than you. And it could easily be a distraction and can go pretty negative, especially when you're a kid trying to figure things out. On to my third main point, which is social media and brain development. According to the Surgeon General, excessive time spent on social media can cause lack of sleep, irritableness, self-control, and shows which are signs of addiction, which I think we all kind of know that we get addicted to our cell phones, and it's hard to put it down. Or even if you're bored or watching TV, it's easy just to pick that phone back up, even though you don't need it. And it's kind of a sign of addiction. The U.S. Surgeon General also says brain development is highly sensitive and vulnerable from ages 10 to 19. This is when we learn about self-control, emotional regulation, and self-worth. So at a time when we are learning these things in self-control and impulse, social media is kind of impairing it, and it's a pretty big factor on how we use these, instant gratification. When we want something right then and there, it's right there. That's the beauty of the internet. But it could also be bad at the same time. Constant and excessive use for social media causes lack of sleep. You get overstimulated. So when you're constantly on that screen and have something right there, it's always on your brain and never gives you time to just relax. So to help this, I think we can set good examples by maybe limiting your time on your phone. Just, okay, after 7 o'clock, no more cell phone. Or Lent's coming up, you could say, okay, I'm giving up my Facebook or TikTok for a month. Just kind of give yourself the freedom of not having a cell phone. When your kids walk in the door, have them put in a basket until dinner time. And maybe after dinner, they can have time to play on their iPads. But we can regulate our time spent on social platforms and social media. So just to clarify, the three main issues I found with social media in our youth is how easily accessible it is, the impact it has on ourselves as a person, and our brain development, especially as a teen when you are becoming who you are. And it's instead of becoming who you are, you're taking all of this in and becoming someone that you may or may not be. I do know there's some positives about having social media. I know with dancing trends and I know Pinterest, I use it for craft ideas for school, and there's recipes and how to fix things so easily, which those are all, I think, used in a great positive way. We just have to make sure we're looking for signs that are impacting our youth in a negative way. So that irritable, lack of sleep, that instant gratification where they're not patient. We just have to be more careful with the negative parts about social media. And I definitely think there should be stricter controls on the age limit on how to obtain a social media platform. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this speech and it made you think a little bit more about yourself and your role in the whole social media movement. Thanks again.